Hello, everybody. Welcome to season 1, episode 5 of Who Is Better. I am one of your hosts, Daniel, joined by my other two hosts,
Herman
and Chris.
All right, so this battle is going to be very interesting. These two have fought a lot over the years. They've both been in multiple promotions, and they've both been big names wherever they go. So, yeah, they have a lot of similarities, but a lot of differences as well. And I am very excited to get into this. Today, I am supporting the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. And Chris will be supporting the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. And Berman over here will be kind enough to be the judge, the third vote, you could say, for all these decisions. So, with all that said, let's dive into our first category, which is the entrance and theme. So, yes, I know this sounds like a lot, but I put 3 different themes for both these guys. Why? Because they both have a lot of iconic themes. So, for AJ Styles, if we're looking at TNA, he has his main one, Get Ready to Fly. If we're looking at Ring of Honor and New Japan times, he used Demigods, which is my personal favorite. And then his current one in WWE is called Phenomenal. Then we go over to Bryan Danielson, which the Final Countdown was his older indie theme, which, hey, you can't go wrong with the Final Countdown.
Hell yeah, you can't.
And then you got Flight of the Valkyries, which was his WWE theme. And Bryan Danielson's current theme in AEW and probably in ROH, if he ever wrestles in there, is Born for Greatness. So let me begin here. I am just going to take a second. Bryan Danielson's new theme is not very good, in my opinion. I think it sounds, honestly, it just sounds out of character for Bryan Danielson as a theme. And like just the trap beat and everything, it's like, what the fuck is this cringe? So, yeah,
Cringe.
honestly, I did not like his theme whatsoever in AEW. Phenomenal, catchy. Get Ready to Fly, fire. Demigods, honestly, one of the best theme songs for a wrestler of all time. Once you hear Demigods, you're in that zone, and you are ready to see what AJ Styles is about to do. And AJ Styles has quite a few poses, like taking the hood off on the stage, and then putting his gloves together, which usually spells AJ, and then also like his other poses and stuff. Simply put, once you see AJ Styles and his entrance, the crowd's into it. I'm pumped and I'm ready. So therefore, it's just an easy vote for me. AJ Styles has the better entrance and theme, no matter what company we're looking at, honestly.
Okay, first of all, you're not going to come at me with his whole cringe theme. No, if you're going to talk about cringe themes, it's going to be the Phenomenal one. That is the most generic rap entrance. You might as well compare it to Roman Reigns' entrance theme because that thing is so ass.
What are you talking about? What are you talking
What about that screams about AJ Styles like, I'm a phenomenal? Yeah, just put a generic rap beat against a really good professional wrestler.
Dude, it's not okay.
Dude, you know what? I'm even gonna say this, dude. Flight of Valkyries and Born for Greatness are basically the same song, but the only difference is that Born for Greatness has that awesome vocal that goes hard.
Awesome. What are you saying?
Good. It is just
what are you saying?
Dude, it's better.
This theme sucks.
It is top tier with John Cena's
theme.
It's
catchy. Phenomenal's at least catchy.
Phenomenal what? Here. A phenomenal generic song? Like, thank
phenomenal
you,
generic song.
Don't come at me. Well, but when you hear a Flight of Valkyries, dude, you already know that's Daniel Bryan coming down that goddamn arena, kick some ass, and then you already hear the yes chants, not from AEW and WWE. There is no comparison. You can't come at me. And the Final Countdown.
No comparison.
No comparison. When I hear the Phenomenal songs, I just go to sleep. I'm like, oh, it's AJ Styles.
What the hell are you talking about?
We might as well put AJ Styles.
No, your taste is shit, dog. No. This song is fire.
You know
this song is fire.
You know what Phenomenal reminds me of?
What?
What? We might as well bring back the AJ Styles from TNT Impact, dude. That's how trash it is.
TNT Impact, great.
Ooh, trash. Compared to
TNT
my boy.
Impact.
TNT Impact.
No. Yeah, exactly. You calling it TNT Impact over here like a retard. No.
No,
You
you know
see,
what's retarded? His fucking all of his themes, dude. Ass.
no, all of his themes are fire. All of his themes get you ready and into it. And honestly, that I don't really need to say more. Take
Yo,
it
what?
away, Berman.
Yo,
Help
yeah.
me out here. Help me out here.
Sorry, so this is it's kind of hard, but I gotta say first I'm gonna go to Danny Bryan first. I actually like his theme song in AEW. It actually sounds good. I just like how it sounds. And I gotta say, it is kind of recognizable to John Cena. The John Cena's music right now is pretty much the same recognizable as the Flight of Valkyries. Everyone knows whose theme song is that, and instantly when you hear that music, you hear, oh, that's Danny Bryan. Same with John Cena. So this is I actually really like the music. In WWE, I didn't like that much, but I did still like how it sounded. But in AEW, I love the sound of it. But I gotta say, AJ Styles kind of makes me more hyped when I listen to it. So I love Demigod. I love the sound of it. The Phenomenal One sounds great, and the great Get Ready to Fly, the Impact, TNA Impact was great too. So I gotta give it to my AJ Styles, but I gotta say I do like Daniel Bryan's new theme song.
You know what? That's respectable. That's
True.
respectable.
I respect that opinion.
Yes, I do respect that opinion. All right. Now, let's move on to the next category, the finishers. So, all right. AJ Styles got the Styles Clash. Beautiful, awesome looking move in the phenomenal forum. AJ is able to hit the move with enough believability for me to take the move seriously. And it looks flashy. It looks like it does damage. The phenomenal forum is a great finisher, as well as the Styles Clash. But now let's go over to Bryan Danielson's finishers. They're not bad finishers, but they're finishers that other people have. Like the running knee wasn't something Bryan Danielson created in comparison to the Styles Clash and Phenomenal Forum, moves that AJ Styles actually created. And you could say the same about Bryan Danielson's submission move, which is the label lock. And honestly, I can just say off the top of my head, probably a good 20 to 30 people have escaped out of the label lock, but that's for another time. So, yeah, personally say, I think AJ Styles has the overall better finishers here, and it doesn't really take too long for me to think of that whatsoever. So my vote is for AJ Styles.
And then as for me, I will give AJ Styles the credit, or like, yeah, it's originality. But to be fair, every time he hits the Styles Clash or the Phenomenal Forum, half the time, well, his opponents can pretty much kick out of it, or it takes too damn long to get to the point where the opponent will again just counter it. And yes, it may not be the most creative thing ever for Bryan Danielson's finishers, but the running knee is brutal. Every time he hits it on anyone, that's it. It's finished. Just end the match. And then same thing for his leg lock submission hold. It's too good. And you have to admit it. It fits his character. Like I said before, it gets down to the point, and he doesn't need all this fanciness.
His finish. It's not the leg lock hold. It's it's like the little crossface thing. That's the label lock.
Oh,
It's like a
okay.
variation of the crossface.
Gotcha. But either way, that submission, it's very good. Same thing for his running knee. And it doesn't need us him to do little JoJo poses. It's like, oh, I'm gonna hit my finisher like AJ Styles. It's like, no,
JoJo
I don't need to
poses.
do that
Fuck
shit.
you.
I'm Bryan Danielson.
Fuck
I'm gonna
you.
get to the point like a real man. So point, Bryan Danielson.
All right, this clown. Take it away, Berman.
All right. I gotta say, I do love when you say JoJo. I love JoJo. So,
I do
but
too.
this is a great. These two have great finishers: Styles Clash and Phenomenal Form and Running Knee and LeBell Lock. It's hard for me because I actually like most of them. Fairly, I don't like the Phenomenal Form that much, but I do like seeing it sometimes. I just don't like it so much that much as a finisher. I love the knee, so it's hard to pick between both of them. Probably I gotta give it to the Styles Clash mainly, not the Phenomenal Forum, but the Styles Clash because I really like it. But man, the running knee too. Oh, actually, no. I'm gonna go running knee in the low bell lock because I love how mean and brutal is it.
Okay, you know what? I can respect it. So, yeah, Styles won. Danielson won. Next category. Now, the next category is the overall moveset. And now, they both have amazing movesets. There is no denial about that whatsoever. But when it comes to, in my opinion, without a doubt, one of the most, if not the most creative moveset out of all wrestlers, it's got to be AJ Styles, man. Like, you got to think about, like, the springboard, like, backflip reverse DDT he has. You got to think about, like, the 450 splash, the spiral taps, the freaking kick, backflip kick to the head, the Pele kick, I meant to say. My bad. He also has the calf crusher, used to be known as the calf killer, I believe. But no, and there's so much more, even beyond just all of those moves. But when it comes down to it, AJ Styles has the ability to do moves that require strength, moves that require athleticism, moves that just simply put not many human beings on this earth would be capable of doing. And as much as I love Bryan Danielson, and like I said, his moveset is very great, it's technical, but a lot of people can do it. What AJ Styles is able to do with his moveset is honestly beyond what the average human being can do, for sure. And it's just very, very incredible and impressive. So for me, I gotta give the overall moveset to my boy AJ.
And as for me, yes, his moves are common, but common as in what? Bryan Danielson has the Achilles lock. He's got his fucking awesome yes kicks, which will get any crowd fired up. He also has his diving knee strikes, and not to mention, there's a move I would wish he would bring from WE to AEW, which is a turnbuckle headbutts basically. But Daniel Bryanson, even his regular moves are just as impactful as his finishers, and you can't discount that. Yes, they're not the most original, most fancy or whatever, but he doesn't need it. It gets to the point, and every time I see it on AEW or shit, even when he used to be in WWE and his former days where he used to be at, it's always a banger for me because these move sets are diverse. It gets to the point, and you have to give it to Daniel Bryanson because, god damn it, those moves are so good.
Like I respect your opinion here, I do, because they both have genuinely amazing movesets. But when I think about who has the more creative moveset, it's got to be AJ Styles. Like I said, there's definitely at least 50 to 100 wrestlers on this planet that are probably doing similar moves to what Bryan Danielson does.
Yeah, but they can't even do it right. They can't sell it or do it right.
But hold up. But there's probably less than 5 who wrestle at AJ's level. I just gotta say it.
What,
I just have to
AJ
say
style
it.
level of gimmicky? I'm a high flyer. That's nothing creative. That's nothing new.
He's not just a high flyer. How freaking blind are you?
I'm
The
just
Styles requires strength. The freaking torture rack little spinning bomb also requires strength. Like, he also does hella moves that require strength, not just freaking athleticism. Quit the slander.
What do you mean, just strength? Dan Bryce does the same damn thing. He doesn't need to do all these fancy ass crap because he doesn't need it. He just gets straight to the point, and he's like,
So
"I'm
does
going
AJ though.
AJ
gets straight to the point
poses.
too.
Oh yeah, straight to the point. Just wait until we get to the heel category, and I'll fucking get to the straight to the point of your boy right there.
Oh no,
Just you wait.
okay. All right, pose. He doesn't pose in the middle of a match all the freaking time, you idiot.
He might as well. That's all he's good for, is posing.
All right, Berman, just take it away.
I'd say so. So I gotta give it. I gotta say something in retaliation to Danny. Yes, it is. Danny Bryan's moveset is kind of generic if you think about it, but he does it the best. No one does it the best and the most brutal. Like when he does that ankle lock that he does, he twists his ankle that quickly like a snap. You can look like it's gonna be snap his bone. So I gotta give it actually really instantly to Daniel Bryan, but I gotta give it or Daniel Bryanson. But I like AJ Styles nonetheless. I like his movesets. I always loved seeing all his movesets. But I actually gotta say, I think Daniel Bryanson has the most believable moveset and the most brutal moveset.
All right, if you say so. So, Styles 1, Danielson 2. All right, next category. Now, this next category is the mic skills. All right, they're both very, very good when it comes to their mic skills. You can't really discount either of them, but I gotta discredit Bryan a little bit here because it wasn't really until like AEW or actually whenever he came out of retirement in 2018, I felt like where he didn't really develop much of a personality when it came to his mic skills. And when it comes to AJ Styles, from day one, he's always been able to make himself have personality on the mic, whether it's him being a heel with the Main Event Mafia, whether it's him being an underdog face in the X division, or even being a top guy fighting for the World Heavyweight title. And honestly, yeah, any time AJ speaks, I listen because I can believe every single word that he is saying. From his promo battles with John Cena back in 2016 to honestly all the stuff he did on SmackDown, being the face that runs the place, was such a golden time for WWE in general. Probably the best thing on WWE programming in the past 10 years, I would even say. And AJ is such a charismatic, wrestler. And part of that is thanks to those mic skills. So I got to give it to AJ Styles here again.
And then, yes, he is good on the mic, but for Daniel Bryan says, my apologies. Even as a face or a heel, he's great no matter what role he plays. Not only that, you could put him in any situation whatsoever, and Daniel Bryan's
Just
will
like
absolutely
AJ.
kill. Cause, yeah, but the difference is Daniel Bryan's can actually sell it, and I believe for a moment that he's a great face and a better heel.
Now you're slandering.
And
What
not
the
only
fuck
that,
are you talking
dude,
about?
every promo is so good with Daniel Bryan. It could be a fucking jobber match for all I care, and I'll still go out of my way to watch it because that's how good he is on the movesets and as the mic skills as well. So there's not even a competition.
Dude, no. AJ does literally that, but better, bro. What the hell are you saying?
AJ just has AJ Styles is a hippie.
No, I literally listed a lot of different roles that AJ was in, and I didn't even mention all of his other roles. I didn't mention anything he did in New Japan or Ring of Honor. Simply put, AJ is the one who's more versatile than Bryan Danielson.
Dude,
That's just crap. Just crap.
When Daniel Bryan says mic skills as a good face with his Blackpool combat, and also too
What
his
does he say that's so captivating? What does he say that's so captivating?
What do you mean?
Fuck that. Herman, take it away.
Nah.
Alright, so I actually do like these guys as mic skills, but it's kind of hard not to dismiss that I like AJ Styles more. AJ Styles has so much more. I remember him doing his the OC days, or when he came into the Roman Reigns picture after Royal Rumble, his debut. It was great to see them, and the club days were big. Daniel Bryan, he was always happy. He's always this great emotional guy. He talks and he puts so much emotion into his mics and his skills. But I'm gonna give it to AJ Styles because I remember how good he is in the mic.
All right, AJ Styles 2, Bryan Danielson 2. Next category. All right, who is a better face? Now, okay, don't get me wrong. They're both incredible faces, okay? There's just zero denial in it. But I'm going to be honest here. I never really was able to buy Daniel Bryan as a face back in that 2013 to 2014 Authority run. I know it's a very unpopular opinion, but honestly, the majority of the time when he was on that mic and you go back and you watch everything Bryan Danielson did, it felt like he was bitching more than anything else. Wah, I've been here for 3 years. I should be WWE champion. Like, honestly, he just sounded like he was bitching more than actually earning the opportunity throughout the majority of that run. And here's another fun fact. Daniel Bryan never won any number one contender matches. He was just handed a WWE title match from Daniel Bryan. And yet he wants to bitch. So I don't know, man. I just feel like Bryan Danielson never convinced me. And as a face, he only ever played the technical wrestler role. AJ, though, not the case. He played a different kind of character in every kind of company he was in, whether it was TNA, WWE, or New Japan. You know, in New Japan, he had the Bullet Club and everything, and was simply put willing to do whatever it takes to be at the top. And you kind of caught glimpses of that in WWE with the OC, but WWE tried to establish that This is a veteran who has learned from his past mistakes, and they have done that very well with AJ and his character. So, yeah, and thanks to that, he even became a WWE champion twice, one of the runs going for over a year. AJ was someone to root for because he was believable. Bryan sounded like he was bitching. AJ's undeniably the better face. It's just easy for me. AJ.
How are you going to discredit? He was not bitching, Daniel. He was treated so unfairly during that time.
What happened? What happened?
Dude, just him getting tossed
What
under
happened?
and underneath with Vince McMahon and all these other fucking crazy shenanigans.
Vince
He's not
McMahon wasn't
bitching.
even there that much.
No.
It was Triple H and Stephanie.
Triple,
And
might
think
as well.
about it. Again, he didn't win any number one contender matches. Why did he get a title match?
He doesn't need to. What do you mean? He's great on his own. He's a pro wrestler. He's been in the game for 10 plus years before fucking SmackDown. He should bitch and complain because at that moment he is a superstar and he's a great face. Not only that in WWE, also in AEW, he's fucking killing it right now. Dude.
No, think about it. Bryan Danielson's only been one kind of face, and that's the technical wrestler. I'm the best wrestler in the world. That's literally his character. Nothing fucking more as
Isn't
a face.
that basically your boy AJ Styles? Like, oh, I'm a high flyer. I'm the phenomenal one.
You already said this. You're not making any new points.
And my new point is like you might as well compare to.
Yeah. He doesn't even. What the fuck are you?
Because you know why?
About?
Because he just reminds me exactly of Roman Reigns. It's like, oh, I'm a forced fucking character. Wow, I'm a fucking face.
So,
you love me. I am so safe.
Shit.
I'm a good face.
You shut your fucking mouth.
Nah, don't even come at me.
All right, Vermin, you take it away. Take it away.
All right. I like these guys both as face. Daniel Bryan as not a bitchy guy. I would call him the underdog. He's always the underdog, and he gets mistreated with everything. Mainly with that Sheamus bro kick in WrestleMania, that quickest match ever. That was messed up. So
that was his fault.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
He literally kissed AJ Lee, and that was his fault. No, that was his fault.
No,
don't even do that narrative. No.
You're about to get canceled on Twitter again.
No, no, we're not doing that.
Guys, let me talk. Come on. I just gave you my opinion. So I do like him as both his face and AJ Styles as the face that runs the place. That's from SmackDown, and I should like them too. But I got to pick between one of them. I gotta pick it as AJ Styles, the face that runs the place. I love watching him, and I actually believed, and I was always rooting for him because he was a good face. So I gotta give it to AJ Styles.
All right, thank you. Oh my gosh. All right. AJ Styles 3. Bryan Danielson 2. Next category. The next category. Who is the better heel? All right. Now, this one, I can't really discredit anyone here. They're both very good at playing villains. Bryan as a whiny villain who believes everything should go his way, and AJ as a villain who knows he's the best and simply is arrogant enough because of it. He's won the world title everywhere he's gone to, and that basically says enough. And simply put, though, he was a very good heel, whether it was the leader of the Bullet Club in New Japan or the face that runs the place in WWE. Again, AJ being more versatile, he has more characters compared to Bryan Danielson, who only played 2 characters throughout the entire almost 20 years he's been around, and that's either the technical wrestler or the gimmick that gets shat on by almost everybody, the Planet Champion. So, yeah, for me, very simple point again. I know it sounds like I'm shitting all over Bryan. I'm not. He's amazing, but this is against AJ. AJ's better. So AJ is, again, the better heel.
And I may counter this point. If we're going to shit on fucking Daniel Bryan already heel, that's not true at all. He is a great heel. He's not fucking whiny. I don't know what you're talking. Besides, wasn't your boy AJ Styles a prop for him turning heel, by the way? Mr. AJ Styles?
Yeah, after being champion for over a freaking year, Bryan's never been that champion for that long.
It doesn't matter though. And besides that, after the whole charade of him, Daniel Bryan is going completely heel, finishing your boy AJ Styles, him shitting on Kofi Kingston, how more evil could you possibly get on literally becoming the thing you hated the most as your face run? Is like an arrogant champion. He was not wearing the bitchy. He was just as evil as much as Roman Reigns. Surprisingly, I'll give him that. And his whole heel thing of just him just shitting on constant wrestlers, becoming the thing he hated the most, became a Vince boy. So I have to give it to heel for my boy Daniel Bryan. There's no question about it.
So you know what? I got a good counter.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to know something that is more evil?
Well,
Going after the face that runs the place, going after the hero for the geeks, John Cena. And not only that, he was right. He beat him not once but twice, and the second time he was clean. And he sent John packing home. Teased the retirement in the middle of the ring with putting his armband in the middle of the ring, and then he went on to take that energy, basically manipulate Dolph Ziggler's head, based off the fact that he lost at SummerSlam, beat his ass in that number one contenders match, and then for Ambrose, he took his title by cheating, and the WWE title was the thing Ambrose cared about more than anything. So, yeah, all evil things, and the fact that he tortured James Ellsworth for no reason for months on SmackDown as well, and he attacked the boss, who actually sided with him when it came down to the AJ versus Orton stuff. So he was a pretty big dipshit if you think about it. From 2016 to 2017, he played the role very fucking well. So yeah, I just think AJ is the better heel. So take it away, Berman.
All right, so these two are great heels. I do remember that AJ Styles and John Cena match. That was a great match to watch. And I gotta say, but I still like. To me, Daniel Bryan's heel turn was the most surprising. I would not expect Daniel Bryan to actually turn heel in that way. So I really, actually, pretty quickly, to me, I gotta give it to Daniel Bryan as a heel because I just like how messed up he is and how kind of brutal he is and blunt as he talks. So I gotta give it to Daniel.
Oh, Daniel Bryan. All right.
hey,
So
let's go.
we're even up to the final round. AJ Styles 3, Bryan Danielson 3. It always seems to go this way. We usually go 3-3 up until the final topic. But who knows? Maybe we'll run into that episode where that doesn't happen. But I have nothing wrong with that. Now, the best match. All right. You know what, Chris? I'm going to be nice. You say your best match first.
For sure. And Daniel, I'd like to give you credit. Like, I know if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't have gone wrestling in the first place. And I really enjoyed the Johnny Gargano stuff. But this is one of my favorite matches that really got me stuck in. And not even, it's just a good Daniel Bryan's match, excuse me. It is a classic. And it is his WrestleMania match with Randy Orton and Batista. Because, god damn it, that story was so appliant. Like, during a time where he was just getting shit on, and like you said, bitching. Like, no, he wasn't bitching. He finally got the shot he needed and deserved. And he also had to compete twice, mind you, in the WrestleMania event. Already injured, and halfway through this WrestleMania match, I was so angry because I was like, oh, no way, they just take out Daniel Bryan out of this match for him just to miraculously return. A dramatic entrance for him to take on both Randy Orton and Batista, and just him winning that goddamn world championship belt was so beautiful, dude. It could have been more perfect of a wrestling match. It's one of my personal favorites, and it's definitely, if you guys haven't, even after this debate, just go out of your way and watch that match because it's so good. Even if you're not a wrestling fan, dude, just watch it. It's well worth your time. It is the greatest match in one of my opinions. So, point Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan.
Okay. You know what? You bring up a very, very good argument. And that match is amazing. But I have a match that is not only amazing, I think is a masterpiece. And that match, I could use multiple matches here. I could use AJ versus Shinsuke from Japan in 2016. I could also use AJ versus Christopher Daniels versus Samoa Joe in 2005. But the one match that really stood out to me, personally, was his SummerSlam 2016 match with John Cena. And I know it really gets beaten to death, but this is probably one of my personal favorite matches of all time. And honestly, John Cena was for years and years, the top guy for WWE. But during that entire time, the top guy from the opposite company in America at the time, TNA, was AJ Styles. And this was simply put one of the biggest dream matches in wrestling history to pull off. The two top guys from each company finally colliding. And for AJ, he had his history with New Japan put in by that point. Like, AJ was pretty much considered just as much of a veteran as John Cena was. And simply put, I always believed AJ Styles deserves that respect as one of the best wrestlers ever. And simply put, winning this match against John Cena, the franchise for over a decade, was what needed to happen. And honestly, even though Cena won the feud by the end of it, him winning this match is what went on to propel him to winning the title and becoming a main event player more than anything in WWE. This match is simply amazing. Whether it's that crazy suplex on the apron, AJ being the first person in history to kick out of a top rope attitude adjustment. Like, this match, it felt like AJ was God. It was just ridiculous. And, the counters and everything were just on a point. The crowd was in it. And this is personally my favorite match from 2016 as a whole. Like, this is just incredible stuff. It's a masterpiece again. And this is the match, in my opinion, that defies AJ Styles as one of the greatest to ever do it. So, yeah, Berman, that's your choice. Daniel Bryan, Batista, Randy Orton, or my match, which is what I just mentioned.
Damn, this is very hard. This is one of probably the hardest ones I probably had to pick because these two were great matches. Daniel Bryan, as a storytelling, needed a fight against Triple H first, then go into the championship match. Jesus. And then the John Cena and AJ Styles match, that was great. This is a very hard decision for me, and both of them were great matches. Man, this is hard. Man. I always think of all these matches, and I'm probably gonna give it to AJ Styles because I remember how good AJ Styles was in that match. And don't get me wrong, I do love that Daniel Bryan match, but I really liked the AJ Styles match more because of how many good counters, and it was just way too good.
All right. So, AJ Styles 4, Bryan Danielson 3. I have the biggest smile on my face because the greater wrestler in the all-time status is AJ Styles. Now, don't get me wrong. If we're actually talking, like, realistically, these two are literally, like, neck and neck. Like, it's honestly crazy. AJ, for me personally, beats him by a hair. But again, they're both going to go down as probably top 15, if not top 10 greatest wrestlers of all time for, again, similar but different reasons. And we could just simply appreciate how magnificent both of these talents are to the wrestling industry. And thank you all so much for watching this episode of Who Is Better. I've been Daniel.
Berman.
And Chris.
And thank you all so much for watching. In the next episode, it will be me supporting the Usos versus Chris supporting the Young Bucks.
Super kick party.
Indeed.
Okay, boy.